The curse is broken, blood. Jadon's in the house. What are you telling me?
We made it. Sancho time now. Finally.
Bruv, the curse is broken, blood. You know, like that. The curse is broken.
Listen, people can say United tax all you want. Listen, we're taking it. He's starting. You should be happy.
Bruv, I'm loving life right now. You get me? My guy's here. We've arrived now. You get me? So, yeah, bruv, it's good vibes now. Loads of people putting these what's his name? Southgate.
Southgate quotes about the 1v1 thing about Sancho.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look now at them. I haven't seen them. I was actually watching that Ben Foster thing, you know. I started watching it. It's all right. I think he's a bit cheesy though. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not really on the cheese, but the stuff, the tests and that he's doing, do you know what I mean? It's cool. Those are some of the new tests I haven't seen. Do you know what I mean? So it's mad.
It gives another insight in it, kind of thing.
Yeah. No,
I have to rate it.
No, 100%. Yeah. No. I can understand why people that haven't been in and around a football club would find this shit super fascinating. It's cool. It's super cool. But yeah, the Southgate stuff. Let's have a look at these quotes in it, man. Like Sidegate, bruv. What's he been saying, bruv? He said some nonsense about 1v1 specialists, like Grealish isn't one of those. Like, we've needed 1v1 specialists literally for the whole tournament, not just now. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but Sancho, I said it last time, like this guy averages over 7.11 dribbles per 90. Like, he attempts. So this guy does want to dribble past players, and I can kind of hear where Southgate's coming from.
He's been really bright in training the last 10 days or so. Okay. His profile for this game, we need 1v1 specialists for this sort of fixture. But what does he mean by this sort of fixture? Like, why is this game any different to the other 4 games that we played? We needed 1v1 specialists in literally every game that we played. They've been stale. The reason why Harry Kane scored that header is because Jack Grealish took his player on 1v1 and went past him. Like, we've needed 1v1 players in every single game, but why now? Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense, innit? I'm super happy that Jadon's here, but Southgate's a liar.
But the thing is, it's also good because you expect Ukraine to sit back, and even then, I think they're playing a back 5, back 3, whatever you want to call it again, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we always say the biggest gap in the back 5 is always between the wide centre back and the fullback, wing back, innit? And Sancho's intelligent enough to, when he comes inside, to find those little spaces on the right hand side channel.
For sure. Do you know what I mean? Absolute sure, man. Look at that. I can see it in the chat as well. It's all right, guys. We're moving over to Twitch soon anyway, bro. The usual bullshit on this on YouTube. You get me? But yeah, let me try and get through all this spam to get to you man's comments. Yeah, like big up all you, man. Like, honestly, in here, man. It's been lit, man. This tournament's starting to get a bit better. Like, now when it's the business end, this is now where I want a good performance from England, innit? Obviously, we want to win, but I want a good performance because we've yet to have seen one. Like, the Germany game, we were falling asleep for 75 minutes. It was boring, innit? Like
it was a boring offensive performance, but defensively, they done their thing, which is why I have to give credit.
But I think offensively, Germany were poor as well, bro. Like, apart from what Timo Werner's miss and Muller's miss, they didn't really create anything else, really.
And even that came from a sterling mistake.
And that came from a mistake. It's not like they were probing or whatever. Like, they were poor in it. They were quite blunt as an attacking force. So
yeah, but I do think at the same time, like, what was it? Shaw and Trippier did well to get close to Gosens and Kimmich and stuff to stop them playing. Because let's be honest, how many times did we actually even say the name during that game?
Yeah, we didn't really, apart from one cross that Kimmich put in. But one thing I would say is, I think the wing backs cancelled each other out. I don't think it was a one-way thing because Trippier, I don't remember mentioning him at all. Shaw was involved in the goal. For them. Yeah, but Trippier, I don't remember mentioning him really at all for the game. So, do you know what I mean? I think it's fair to say that in general, the wing backs they didn't leave a big mark on the game for most of the game, innit? I think that part of the pitch kind of cancelled each other out. So it's a strange one, but I just want to see a good performance and a win, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But the whole thing about all of a sudden needing a 1v1 specialist now, I think is absolute nonsense, isn't it? I think that he's just signed for Man United, so his stock's gone up. And now he's ahead of Jack Grealish all of a sudden. Do you know what I mean? Which I think is nonsense as well. And everyone knows that I'm a fan of Jadon, but he's not Jack Grealish, innit? Like, he's not Jack
But
Grealish.
that just shows that Southgate likes Sterling on the left, innit? Just so he can cut inside. But we spoke about in the other game kind of thing. Like, if you look at Sterling's goals, they're not really about coming inside. They're about good positioning, being there at the right time. He can do that from the right hand side.
Yeah,
and
but
then you
also,
can have a Jack Grealish. But even then, I'm calm with
Statman,
Sancho starting.
Also, so am I. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want people to think that I'm not, because I love Jadon Sancho. Do you know what I mean? A man already know he's my backdrop. Even before the Euros, a man didn't even know who was going to play, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my guy, innit? Man like J-Mar, man already know. However, Grealish came off the bench, changed the game on the left-hand side. And in the next game, you started Sancho, who hasn't got any minutes ahead of him. It doesn't make any sense, innit? I want it to make sense. I want Sancho to have a sick game, get man of the match today, but bruv, he hasn't played, innit? So when man's talking about how well he's trained in the last 10 days, bruv, so what, Grealish ain't been training well? Because he's been playing well when he's
the
come
only
on.
thing I can say with Grealish here, you know, going into this tournament, they said Grealish was 100%, that he was training some days and stuff. That's the only excuse that I can kind of hear for Jack Grealish. But even then, he's coming on, he's making an impact every single time. So how injured is he actually?
Bruv, from what I've seen of this brother, he don't look injured, innit? I think it's just nonsense. And there's no big up, firstly, for the super chat. Secondly, I don't see a source with that. So anyone can say that. Like, what does that mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, unless there's a source with stuff, I'd highly recommend not to believe anything like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Anything like that. Because literally only, was it yesterday? They were saying that he's not made no decision on his future and he's still going to sit down and talk with Ancelotti when he gets back from holiday. So the pre-agreement with Varane, I'm 99% sure that that's not even possible. It's not feasible. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not available. Like, the guy's on holiday. So the league doesn't start for another 6 weeks. And I think that the guys that are in the tournament have another 2 to 3 weeks off. So, yeah, it's not going to happen, bro. Like, there's no way there are agreements in place already.
What Fabrizio said today, he said United are in contact with Real Madrid for Varane. No official bid yet. Personal terms won't be an issue. Real still want to convince Varane to stay, but he wants to try something new. He's on top
there you go.
of
So
United.
that's got nothing to do with what this thing says.
Yeah, he's on top of United's list as a centre-back since months.
Yeah, but that literally looks nothing like what's on the screen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're just interested in him right now, in it, and that's it.
But we knew that. But yeah, but we knew that. But there's nothing been agreed. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing. Do you know what I mean? It just means United are interested. He's interested in potentially leaving Real Madrid, but he hasn't said to them, yeah, 100% I'm leaving. So, yeah, it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. So big up for the super chat, bro. But we're going to see a lot of these rumors, and I don't expect any movement on this Varane thing for the next 3 weeks. You're going to see a lot of clickbait and stuff like that now. But honestly, I don't think we're going to hear anything until he comes back from holiday. Because that's usually what happens with football transfers. If a player's on holiday, their man don't transfer clubs here while they're on jet skis, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, it never happens. It never happens. And shout out my man. I don't know it. I don't know. Guys in the chat, tell him what you can do with the channel points. I don't know how this Twitch thing works. I'm brand new to it, so
I think you can like use them for the predictions.
I mean, you can buy stuff and stuff like that. I think you can buy like the emotes that I've made if you're not like a member. And stuff like that. Yeah, like you can buy those and stuff like that with them. But ask one of the mods or something, they'll be able to tell you. I have no idea, bro.
You can get highlighted messages as well.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? Big up, my guys. Come.
Because I think you're on stream mode right now, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can then tell a highlight message from this.
No, because I always have the Twitch thing open as well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, then you can see the highlight messages.
So I can see the polls and stuff. So that's how I see the polls, because I've got Twitch open as well. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I've got, yeah. So I've got the Twitch thing open as well, and obviously I've got BBC on mute because I ain't trying to hear Shearer and them man talking their rubbish. You know what I'm saying? Have
What
they
do you
said
think
anything remotely interesting?
Oh no, I've got it turned off as well.
Yeah, exactly. Them man always waffling. What do I think of who, Statman?
I was gonna say, what do you think of the Kyle Walker thing? Because I'll be honest, yeah, don't get me wrong, Kyle Walker's done decent this tournament, yeah. But
Nah, I
Reece
think he's
James for
been
me
poor.
still has to start.
I think he's been poor.
I think he's the first game he was
First game he
shocking,
was
innit?
rubbish, and
I think last game he was all right in the right centre back role.
yeah, but all right, bro. Like Kyle Walker, yeah, has been England's #1 right back or one of England's best defenders for near enough the last decade, innit? Like he's not at that level anymore. He's not better than Reece James anymore. Do you know what I mean? He's not.
The only thing is,
you
is
just
his
have to be
recovery
honest.
pace. That's the only reason he starts, really.
But Reece James isn't slow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that he has enough to keep Reece James out because Reece James is maybe he's not as quick as Kyle Walker, but he won't be much slower than him. And he's way better on the ball. So when I look at those things, and I think he's a better defender as well. So,
and I think he's better going forward as well, Reece James.
Yeah, he's more productive. Kyle Walker gets into the final third. Kyle Walker. Yeah, Kyle Walker can't really cross. It's a thing where he gets down the line and then it's a lottery, in it.
You know what? He's just an option. He's just there to make up the numbers, like in a good way, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. But that's what I mean. So I think that again, that is a safe thing from Southgate. Go with the guy that I know has been there, done that. So he goes for Walker, which is fair enough. I think that Walker's not good enough on the ball. Personally.
Yeah, I hear that.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
the thing is, he's an unbelievable athlete, but in terms of your football, his footballing abilities, he's not all that.
He's meaty, bro. But the thing is, at Manchester City, because he's got so many players around him, like I said about Foden, Foden's a quality player technically, yeah, but he relies on having options in it. Like he's not going to carry the ball and go past people and create things. He's not. He's going to rely on like bouncing the ball off people and having runners around him. At City, Walker has that, so he can bounce it, overlap, boom, then get it back. And that for England, he's probably going to have to carry the ball up the pitch himself. He's not very good at that. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things where I wouldn't be surprised if England do get caught today at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if it's down his side because defensively he's very shaky positionally, but he'll probably recover. But he's suspect. He's very suspect. Yeah. He's been suspect his whole career. I think anyone that's watched him knows defensively, he's very pace reliant, isn't it? He's very pace reliant.
That's something. So, he's an unbelievable athlete, isn't it? That's his biggest attribute, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. So no, it'll be super, super interesting to see how that unfolds. But someone in the chat said that Ukraine play a low block, which is why he's trying to say we need 1v1 specialists or something like that. But bro, I don't think that's got anything to do with it because Ukraine aren't as negative as people think. I think Ukraine just have a very distinct way of playing, but a lot of these teams do. The same with Czech Republic. They've got Schick up front. They're not afraid to try and play through him. And Ukraine will play the same way, bro. That they'll be physical, they'll get in and about us, they'll go directive if they can. That's just how they play, bro. Like, and a lot of these teams play like that. But I wouldn't say that they necessarily play super deep. Like, they'll do what they need to do, bro. And also Zinchenko as well. I haven't been impressed by our midfield massively. Do you know what I'm saying? I haven't really. Against Croatia, even though we beat them, our midfield were underwhelming. Also the Scotland game, our midfield were underwhelming. The Scottish players were literally having a field day in there. Do you know what I mean? So I think that today with Mason Mount back in there, I think that the England midfield need to pick it up because I think they've gotten away with it in the last.
Yeah, but to be honest, even Ukraine, I'll be honest, people are gassing them up. I haven't been overly impressed by them. Even last,
yeah, they're not meant to be impressive though. Teams like Ukraine are just meant to be annoying. Do you know
even against Sweden, I thought Sweden played better than them. The game before that, I think they lost 1-0 against Austria, was it? The last game? I think they finished third in the group.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know,
bro.
Man.
They're not a great team, bro. They're not a great team. But the thing is, yeah, you don't have to be to win games, bro. Man, I'm seeing this in this tournament. Yeah, I mean, man, I've seen it in the
Just get a
semi.
fluky set piece or something.
Just get something, bro. Like,
And
do you know what I
obviously,
mean?
England not playing at home, massive change. I said it before. If England got to go down, England players haven't felt that pressure kind of thing. It's a different sort of pressure to what they used to. And they won't have the home crowd getting behind them kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. Like, this is what I say. Like, if England win today, then I'm like, yo, England are serious contenders. Because then mentality-wise, they're proving people wrong.
Yeah. I think it's more about how England win today. As opposed to them winning, because with all due respect to the Ukraine, England are meant to beat these man. No, they're meant to.
For me, it's kind of the other way though. It's just about winning today. Just because they're not playing at home.
No, I hear that, but I think just winning is what England have been doing all tournament, yeah. But just winning, yeah, ain't gonna be enough against Italy. Do you see what I mean? Even if we do get to the final and we get Italy are winning, but they're also playing well. Do you know what I mean? And when you come up against a team that are playing well and winning, it's a different type of confidence. Like, teams deep down know when they're getting away with it. They do deep down, like they know. Even if they pretend that they're super confident and that, like deep down they know that, ooh, like we're riding our luck here. Do you know what I mean? And they could do a fucking Greece and ride their luck all the way. But I just feel like football has a very
that's what I think England could easily do that, this tournament, just because they're home.
But I get that. But I feel like football has a very strange way of humbling you. You know them ones. There's something about football, like nothing else. Football just has a way of saying, yeah, back in your box, bruv. Like,
I hear that, but you see Portugal, You see Portugal last tournament. They were dead throughout the entire thing, and they won it. Just a bit of luck with their goal. What was it? Lloris kind of lost concentration for that, apparently. I swear there was clips after and stuff. So you never know. England have been riding the luck, but you never know, man. They could easily win this entire thing.
You're right, but do you think that they have as much quality? They don't have CR7. I hear you though.
Yeah, but even to be honest, let's be brutally honest. Cristiano Ronaldo in the final was out, and they still had that bit of luck with their goal.
They had loads of luck. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like,
but also,
we're talking about England.
Tactically, Portugal. Remember, I think they had Jose Font and who at the back? Was it Pepe? They had an aging back line even then, but tactically, yeah, they were just bastards to play. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that Gareth Southgate tactically has enough, to outfox a Mancini?
I hear that, but don't you think England are also hard to beat at the same time, though? Because I'll be honest here, this England team is hard to break down so far.
You think so? Well, I don't think so.
With two DMs in front, with the fullbacks not pushing on, it is a very hard team to break down.
Yeah, but you say that, but bruv, like, I swear, like, Scotland created more big chances than us.
Yeah, but at the same time, England haven't conceded a goal this tournament so far, innit?
I hear all of that.
Even like someone like Pickford, Pickford's been decent this tournament.
But what you're saying, is factual. It is factual. Do you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when you actually watch England playing, I don't see a team, and I'm like, right, these men are mad hard to beat. I'm just like, yo, man are fluffing lines here. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Like, the Scotland game, really, man should have lost that. If we're being completely honest, innit? Like, but Scotland just didn't have the quality in the final third to make England play. But they were bullying England physically. They were doing all these things. And when I look at that Timo Werner chance, if that drops to a striker that takes that and it's 1-0 Germany, completely different football match. Completely different football match. So as much as...
Yeah, but even then, that chance was down from a... Wait, that was actually a Havertz pass, but the second chance, the Muller one, was a Sterling mistake.
The Muller one was a Sterling mistake. But I'm saying, bro, he had saw the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So when you're playing 5 defenders, because England played 5 defenders, like the fullbacks were defenders, and then 2 holding midfielders, you're playing 7 defenders. That's how Man United was setting up with the McFred double pivot, like when we played Man City and then we beat them with the Dan James on the break and that. Like, it looks all right when you get the results, but you can still see, that kind of level of performance isn't sustainable. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear that, but you see the tournament football, it's 7 games at the end of the day, innit?
It's true, but I'm
Which is
asking
why I'm
you,
like,
do you think that they can play shit and all the way through and then come up against a team that are playing well and still beat them?
You know the only reason I think England can do that, yeah, and I don't think they will. I don't think England will win the Euros, but the only reason I think they might do that, because up front they still got the quality. They still got Jack Grealish off the bench. Sterling this tournament has come in clutch with a couple goals. Harry Kane, whether people like it or not, is still one of the best strikers in the world.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, going forward, they still had that quality if they keep defensively assured.
Yeah, I hear that. But football, man. Like, even yesterday, we saw with Belgium, like, when Lukaku scored the penalty, apparently he was giving it to the goalkeeper.
Donnarumma.
And then look at him. Like, at home with his tail between his legs, and the man was in the press conference crying and that, bro. Like, this is what football does this to you. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I say I just hope that a lot of the English aren't overlooking the Ukraine and overlooking like Denmark, bro. You know, like that, because it could be a rude awakening. And the reason why I always talk about performance as well is because it's okay to win ugly, yeah. But even like when I'm managing, when I win ugly, I know deep down I'm like, yo, we can't keep playing like this, you know. Because if man come up against a team that are serious, we could get moved to. Like, I know that in my head. That even I won't, like, I will say that to the players. I'll be like, yo, guys, like, we won, but this is shit, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, I will openly say that. And so far, I feel like a lot of the coverage that we're getting is England haven't conceded. I get that, but I'm saying a lot.
But you never know what Southgate's telling them inside.
Nah, you do know what Southgate's telling him inside, for the simple fact that this geezer doesn't know what he's doing, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real.
He knows.
Doesn't have a clue.
Maybe he had, like, with the Sancho thing. Yeah, maybe I'm not saying he did, but maybe he might have been like, you know what, I got it wrong with Sancho. I need to play him, kind of thing, innit?
What? As soon as he signs for Man United?
Come on, you know how it is. United.
Come on, brother. It's a load of bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Big up everyone inside. We're going exclusively live on Twitch now, guys. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you go into the description. Make sure you follow on Twitch to keep up with the live match coverage. This is due to be a banger, people.